Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As promised, I have a movie review video for you guys today. Some good, some not so good, but we'll get into it. This is just stuff I've watched over the last week, so just dive right on in. So the first one here is a recent pickup for me. It is the it's a 1981 film called Victims. This is put out by Martini Entertainment, which is a subsidiary of Olive Films. 76 minutes, produced and directed by Jeff Hathcock. So I thought I was going to enjoy this. I got a lot of issues with this film. Of course, it was the early 80s, so rape was, you had to put rape in your movie to sell it or something, I don't know. So yeah, you got that aspect going in here. So apparently these two guys escape a mental institution, at least that's what they say. I think one of them did. So they're on the run. So 4 women head out for a weekend in the wild to explore rock formations. They're in college. I guess they're studying rocks or whatever. So they go camping, they go skinny dipping. So then they run into these 2 killers who apparently robbed a bank, and the cops are trying to find these guys to get the money back. And yeah, this movie's all over the place. So and then I guess they just took it right from the VHS and put it on Blu-ray because the picture quality is atrocious. It's just really bad. So yeah, I would definitely skip this one. The kills are not that great either, so and then the ending was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to give anything away if you guys want to watch it, but I would definitely pass on this one, guys. I think I gave it like a half a star. And this other one I did not enjoy, unfortunately. This is a Makeflix Tempe digital release of The Weirdsies. This is a comedy from 2015, only 66 minutes, but it felt longer to me, mostly because I didn't enjoy this at all. The actors are not actors. This is like, well, I don't know, they might be actors, but I did not enjoy this film at all. So basically, it is about one final summer before heading into adulthood, 4 geeky friends get wind of a recently deceased young man and decide to enlist his help in finally losing their virginity, but only if they can find the body in time. I don't want to say it's unwatchable, but I did not like this film at all. It felt longer than 66 minutes. The actors are just really goofy, like not good goofy either, kind of like okay. I didn't find this movie funny at all. So this is the stinker in the pile. So again, I give it a half a star for effort, I guess. So all right, everything from here on out I enjoyed somewhat. So we have the 1987 action film A Deadly Prey, from 88 minutes, written and directed by David A. Pryor. I think his brother's in here, Ted Pryor. I believe they're related in some way. But anyway, yeah, this movie is over-the-top action cheese. Let's see here. The sadistic and psychopathic Colonel Hogan is a mercenary for hire who finds a benefactor in Don Michelson, a ruthless businessman in need of skilled killers for a special assignment. It's a win-win for both sides. Michelson will finance Hogan's training camp, and Hogan will use his trained mercenaries to help out Michelson. Hogan has a manpower. What he doesn't have is the prey to hunt in preparation for the big day. His solution: troll the streets of Los Angeles and randomly abduct people. What Hogan didn't count on was one of these people would be Mike Danton, who is played by Ted Pryor. Danton, a Marine with killer skills, doesn't take too kindly to being kidnapped. Hogan, Michelson, and the mercenaries are in for a world of pain, an action-packed thrill ride. Yeah, I would say this is an action-packed thrill ride. You're basically rooting for Ted Pryor the whole time, and yes, he kicks a lot of ass in this movie, so highly recommend this film. I think I've heard this movie way before, but then what's his name, Cinestalker commented on this a while back on one of his videos with the VHS that he had, so thank you, Danny, and I'm definitely glad to have it in the collection. Next up is a movie I've seen quite a few times over the years, and I finally got the Blu-ray within the last year, so I finally sat down to watch it. This is one of the better found footage films in my opinion, and that is The Bay. This is the Hong Kong Blu-ray Region A release. Yeah. What can I say about it? Hasn't been said about this movie. Obviously, it's fictitious, but it takes place on a what the hell is I forget the name of the town in this movie, but it takes place near the Chesapeake Bay, which I live somewhat near. And basically, there's parasites inside the fish, and then it's a mutant breed, and it takes over their bodies, and then it gets into people and does the same thing. It's a very strange film, but highly recommend this, guys. Highly recommend it. This is directed by Barry Levinson, and of course you have two names that are attached to producing it, Jason Blum and Oren Peli, so recommend it. Okay, this one was a little over the top. It had its moments, but overall, I'm definitely not keeping this in the collection. This is a Shudder original called Shook. Basically, it's about this lady who is a social media star, and she acts like she doesn't care about her family. She's more interested in her social media career. So there's a lot going on in this film that deals with family. And so let me read the synopsis first here. When Mia, a social media star, becomes the target of an online terror campaign, she's forced to solve a series of games to prevent people she cares about from getting murdered. But is it real, or is it just a game at her expense? So yeah, it seems like a prank at first, and then the tables turn, and it's just like, okay. Great suspense in this film for sure, but other than that, I just kind of like, toward the end of the film, I just like, really? I don't know. I get the point of what they were coming across in this movie, as I said before. Focus more on your family more than social media, and then this shit like this won't happen to you. Wait for it to happen at all, but you know, these days, who knows? This one I really enjoyed. It is a Spanish horror film from 1980, and that is Beyond Terror, put up by Cauldron Films. I need to get more Cauldron in my collection. I only have, I think, just 2 titles from them. The scan on this was really great too. After a drug-fueled night of violence, a group of young degenerates and their hostages find themselves stranded in a remote, abandoned church in rural Spain. Their evening of debauchery and blasphemy quickly turns to greed when they discover a local legend that tells of a vast fortune guarded by mummies in the catacombs beneath the ruins. Their lust for the treasure is short-lived, as they find that the supernatural horror in the catacombs is something further than fear. It is beyond terror. Yeah, I can't say anything bad about this film. It is in Spanish. It does have English subtitles. I know enough Spanish to get by, but I'm not fluent in it, so I did have to read the subtitles. But just watching the film itself, you kind of get the gist of what's going on as well. Special features on here. You get a commentary with a film historian, and there is reversible cover art in here too. It's the original Spanish title, which is Mas Allá del Terror, and you get this nice little there's a booklet inside. No, it's just a little piece of cardboard. So you got the cover there, and then you get other releases from Cauldron Films, and then at the time feature releases. So I only have this one and Abracadabra, so I need to get more of their catalog titles, but highly recommend. This one is a classic trauma film from 1986. If you guys like trauma, like pure trauma, then you'll know what I'm talking about here. Class of Nukem High. First time watch for me, although I have seen the Return to Nukem High Volume 1 before I watched this one. I think I say I like this one more. Let me read the synopsis here. Created by... Class of Nukem High takes place in the radioactive halls of Tromaville High School, where a dangerous radiation leak turns great minds into great mutants. Expose yourself to outrageously awesome doses of sci-fi, horror, action, and bizarre humor. This nuclear age movie has something for everyone and everything. Your entertainment level will shoot right off the meter. Yeah, I'd say I was entertained quite a bit with this movie. People turning into like zombie-esque things and then just melting away. Kind of had similar vibes to like Street Trash a little bit. So, produced by Lloyd Kaufman, directed by Richard Haynes and Lloyd Kaufman. Yeah, like I said, if you guys like trauma, you'll like that movie for sure. And then lastly, the last film, which is I watched last night, and that was Auntie Lee's Meat Pies from Vinegar Syndrome. Got some nice reversible artwork here. It says it's a black comedy about cannibalism done tastefully. I'd say so. I enjoyed this movie overall, but I found it kind of like weak, a little weak toward the middle of the movie. So a little synopsis here. Auntie Lee and her quartet of I can't ever say this word, voluptuous nieces are known for making the tastiest meat pies around, all from Auntie's top secret recipe, which calls for the most unusual type of meat, which is human. In order to acquire the juiciest flesh, the girls employ their lusty charms, luring unsuspecting male strangers into a carnal and deadly trap in which they are chopped, quartered, and minced. Everything is going just peachy for Auntie's little family, despite the occasional misbehavings of Larry, played by Michael Berryman. But when the girls lure a freaked out rock group over to have for dinner, things run the risk of getting out of control. Or the perpetually snooping police chief Cole. Chief Cole is played by Mr. Miyagi himself, Pat Morita. This also stars Karen Black, Terry Weigel, Werner Pachath. So it's got a nice cast here. I did not watch the special features after watching this, but you get an interview with Michael Berryman, interview with makeup artist, an interview with Richard Vidin, an interview with Grant Creamer, and recipes for Auntie Lee's meat pies by the Homicidal Homemaker. And the reverse art on here is just a slipcover version. So yeah, that is everything. Oh, let me tell you what I actually thought about the movie. Like I said, good kills. It's very cheesy. Very, well, not, I wouldn't say very low budget, but it was definitely somewhere toward the low end of a budget. But yeah, it was definitely worth a watch for sure. So that is my stack for today. Only 8 films, and 3 of them will be leaving the collection. So hope you guys enjoyed my reviews, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya.